Flickr saves your photos. But why would you put it out there? What do you do with it when you get it out there? What's the purpose of sticking it out there, and how do they get it? How does this picture fly through the air magically, or fly through a phone line magically and get to some place? You visit websites, but do you know how to make a website? If we wanted to do Wayne.com today, where would we get started? What would be our first thing to do?
It's already up.
I think that's taken, yeah. Only by understanding the biases of media, the programmers, through which we engage with the world, can we differentiate between what we intend and what machines, the programmers, intend for us. Sometimes they have our best interest at heart. Most of the time, they have their own interest at heart. Okay? And that's what we have to remember with all these tools and software that we utilize. So Rushkoff gives us 10 simple ways to help us forge a path through this digital realm. 10 things that we really should consider as we're going through this and considering how digital affects our lives and what we should and shouldn't do with it. So let's start with the first one. Time. Digital technologies do not exist in time, but we do. We must not allow digital technologies to control our time, but us control our use of it. What's interesting about the digital realm with a computer is that it is not bound by time. It is making things on a decision-by-decision basis. When the decision is made, it's unimportant to the computer. It's just going to take the decision that's made and do the next portion of the process until the next decision needs to be made or the next choice needs to be made. I can decide to begin filling out an application online. I can enter line 1 and line 2. I can walk away from the computer. It's not expecting me to enter line 3 in any particular given amount of time. Oh, well, it could if it's a web page. Okay, but let's just not get complicated. Right? When the internet was first developed, it was used by the government. And it was a place to share concepts, ideas, findings. So I would go on and I would enter the process that I was looking at, and things that I was doing, and things I discovered, and the information that I had. And I pushed that to you. Then you could look at it, and it wasn't expecting you to do something right now. It was expecting you to contemplate and think about and do your research and develop your answer for that, and then push it back to me when it was ready, when you were ready. It didn't have to be now. But now when someone texts me, they're expecting a response right now. That's the person expecting the response. The computer's not expecting the response. But it's how we started using digital. We started using digital because I got to go right now. Someone sends me an email like, did you read the email? No, I've got my email today. I sent you an email so I can find out right now. Well, then pick up the phone. Right? We have to be careful how we use it because it's not depending. Digital is not waiting for a particular time period. We're the ones that are utilizing this digital in a way that's obsessive and requires, I do something right now. When the phone beeps, I told you, I get up from my chair and I go see because I'm worried I'm missing something. Right? We never enjoy the moment. There's an example that Rushkoff gives about this girl in New York, and everywhere she goes, she tweets about the place that she is. And Darren, stop it. She tweets about the place that she is and what's going on there and why it's the cool spot to be. All the time trying to find where the next cool spot to be is. And so she goes to that next spot and she's tweeting and writing. But as she's tweeting and she's writing, she's trying to find the next place to be. By the time you get the content, the party's over. When you get there. And she is not living in the moment. She's always tweeting about what has been and what is currently going on, all the while looking for the next thing that's going on. It's no way to live life. If we're always on, we value the recent over the relevant. This is true in many different social realms, the recent over the relevant. Here's what happens. We have all this digital media that's delivering all this information to us, right? I get on-the-spot alert updates from the Wall Street Journal and from CNN and from BBC News. Right? That's what's happening right now. When we go home and we turn on the TV, we want to tell me what's happening right now. You know, it's a big deal when it's a big breaking story happening now. I want to know what's happening this moment. Because we consider that to be relevant. But things that have happened or good information is considered not to be relevant anymore. Even though it is much more relevant than any of these simple things that are going on today. I mean, okay, so someone jumped off the San Francisco Bridge, breaking story, and it was caught on film and put on YouTube. Is that relevant to me today? We take the recent and make it relevant. Hey, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? We want to have the latest news. We want the latest information. We have 3 programs that are on before the news and after the news that are all about gossip. Here's what's going on right now, so you're in the know. You know, John Mayer and Ashton Kutcher are having a love child. You know, I mean, it's just the things we've got to know. Is that relevant? No, but it's recent. And we like the recent to be relevant. It's what we talk about. It's what we engage in. Instead of, how many of us are having a great conversation about Homer's Iliad, which is a relevant piece of literature, which has interesting information and context to it? How many of us are talking about Plato or Socrates or Aristotle or Augustine or Pascal, the creator of the first computer, and having interesting conversations about the things that they said and how they apply to life today? Those things are relevant, but we dismiss them because they're not recent. We go and buy the latest self-help book when there are 500 of them available on Amazon.com produced just this year. Could there be any decent information in 500 self-help books that came out this year? There might be one little piece of information that might be useful to you. But there are plenty of great books that have been written long, long time ago that can help you with some of those things. They've already been thought about for thousands of years. I have a friend of mine, and his favorite quote is this. He says, "If it's not ancient, it gets old fast." How long do TV shows last? About like that. How long's the Bible been around? We take the recent over the relevant. We make the recent relevant. We've got to be cautious about that because it's our time that we're talking about here. Programmers and machines aren't valuing your time. They want you utilizing their machines and their products as much as you can because they make more money the more you use them. They don't value your time, so you have to decide how you're going to control the digital realm in your life. Live in person. Digital exchange is intimacy for distance. We lose our sense of place as well as our home field advantage. There's good and bad to this. I love the fact that digital allows me to jump on my computer, see my friends in Berlin, and have a conversation with them right now if I want to. I think that's cool. But it's connected me to something far away. They may share with me issues that are far away, that have nothing to do with what's happening right now in my world that I'm in. But I might make that relevant over what's right around me at the moment. We push faraway agendas. The agendas of other countries become our agendas. They get pushed down on us because the information can get shared so fast. Well, it may not be something we need to consider here right now, currently at all. The internet causes local business to lose home field advantage. Right? We've watched this happen. The brick and mortar stores, bit by bit, are not what they used to be. Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com rule the book world. The little bookstore that we used to go to around the corner isn't there anymore. And Barnes & Noble only has theirs because they're existing in both worlds and manipulating and taking advantage of that with big mega stores and online. But it's not the intimate process it used to be. You don't walk into the store and go, "Bill, what's the latest book that you read? Tell me about it. What's going on?" "Oh, man, I read this great book. It just came in. I actually have one here on the shelf right now. It's the last one I've got. You need to get it." We don't have that kind of interaction anymore. The digital realm takes that away. Good and bad mixed together. What's happening outside our window becomes devalued. What's happening with our family, what's happening with our neighborhood becomes devalued. Because we have all of this information online that we can go get, and we make that important in our minds. I've got to know. I've got to see what's going on. I've got to review everything that happened today on BBC News and see what's happening out there and get all that information and plow it into here. Meanwhile, my son's sitting next to me and wants me to go shoot squirrels in the backyard with a BB gun.